Oh, will you please just shut up? Please!
Heard you were down here. What's going on?
Nothing. Wanda and I are going through a rough spot, right?
Looks like it might be a bit more than that.
You know, it's my business, all right?
All right. You want something to take your mind off it? Khalid Fulani.
It's not a case.
Yes, it is. Remember the alibi witness who swore he didn't see Abdul Rahman?
It's a donut shop guy, right? Kevin Dutcher?
He lied. He did see Abdul that night, which means Abdul didn't kill Khalid. And he was paid to lie. Someone set up Abdul as the fall guy.
Someone in a trench coat smoking a cigarette, I bet, right?
No, as a matter of fact, his name was Mark Hirschenberg, who it turns out was a Mossad agent.
You're saying the Israeli secret police took this guy out?
It gets better. I went back to review the Fulani file, and it's missing. It was taken by CSIS.
Well, that all sounds very magic bullet to me.
Well, then you're really gonna love this. Khalid Fulani was a Palestinian terrorist known as Skandor.
Well, that's a good story, McCormick, but, that cop they found dead on Columbia Street last night was a friend.
Sonia Parker?
Yeah, so I'm gonna start working on her case this morning.
Harper, there are 100 guys working that case.
Well, then I guess it'll be 101. Excuse me.
Open up.
No trauma to either the head or neck, normal rigor. How long did they say?
They estimate 8 to 14 hours since she died.
Sounds accurate. Bruising isn't post-mortem. That could indicate a struggle of some type.
There's a needle mark on the right side of her neck.
Look at this.
That sort of frothing is typical of a drug overdose, isn't it?
Absolutely. We'll need blood toxicity tests. Let's open her up.
Hey, Savas. Brings you back.
I wanted to get back to my roots.
Right. You missed the beautiful sunsets in Blood Alley.
Don't forget tiptoeing over the needles and drunks on Hastings and getting puked on Maine.
Come on, Savas. What are you really doing here?
It's uniform, boys.
Right. He's in the shit again.
Sergeant McCormick.
Yes.
Agent Carlson.
Hi.
I know you're looking for Patricia Loftus,
Yes.
but she's not with us anymore. Your message said something about a file for Khalid Fulani?
Yes, she requisitioned it back in April 1994. I'd like to take a look at it.
Yeah, I checked our database before you came. I can't seem to locate it. Pat was never very good with her paperwork. One of the reasons she didn't work out.
She got fired?
She quit. Right around that time, actually.
Jeez, you know, it's extremely important that I find this file, Mr. Carlson. Is there anybody else I can talk to?
I'm afraid not. Even if I could find the file, the information would be classified.
Classified? It's a public murder case. Why would it be classified?
What's your interest in Khalid Fulani, Sergeant McCormick?
Well, I believe that a man named Abdul Rahman was framed for his murder and that Salim is being protected who really killed him.
Do you have any evidence?
I spoke with a witness named Kevin Dutcher who could have placed him in Princeton the night of the murder, except that he was paid to keep quiet by this man. His name's Mark Hirschenberg. He's a Mossad agent who came into Canada a week before Fulani's death.
Then perhaps you should talk to this Mr. Hirschenberg.
He's dead.
You'll have to excuse me, Sergeant McCormick, but it doesn't seem like much of a case.
That's exactly why I need the file.
I wish I could help you.
Are you familiar with a man named Skandor? You are, aren't you?
Good luck, Sergeant McCormick.
Man, I can't believe you took a demotion back to uniform.
Acting sergeant is hardly a demotion.
Detective's job on Cold Squad did this? That's a demotion. Hey, whoa, back off, sister.
Okay, take it easy, bud. Is there something we can do for you, ma'am?
You seen her? It's my daughter. It's Mimi. And she's down here somewhere. I know she is.
Come on, Bridget. Just keep moving.
Are you sure she's down here?
Yeah, she's been gone 4 months now. And she'd come down and she looked for drugs. And she's probably working the streets now. I just know it. This is my baby, and she's working the streets now.
I haven't seen her. But if you let me take this, I'll look into it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
It's Batty Bridget. She floats around here all the time.
You ever looked into her story?
I think one of the guys did. I figured Bridget's daughter just went for a ride on the Ho train, if you know what I mean.
If you're trying to impress me, you're not.
Hey, it was just a joke.
I don't think that kind of shit's funny.
All right, kids, this is it. Your moment of truth, your time to step up. His name's Wayne Taylor. He's known in the streets as Valentine Dubois. He's my own personal Osama. I want to find him. I don't give a shit if you have to crawl through sewers. I want to find him. How much? $500 cash. And just so you know, if you don't find him, I will put it out in the street that you're all in my pocket, that you all crawled in there, that you were all so eager. Your lives won't be worth living when I get done with you. Do you understand that? Go.
It is customary for us to deal with your Foreign Affairs office in Ottawa, Sergeant McCormick.
I usually find it's best to go right to the source, Mr. Stern. What can you tell me about Skandor? I understand he's responsible for several terrorist attacks in Israel. Perhaps your government's keeping tabs on him here in Canada?
Skandor is nothing more than a symbol of the Palestinian cause. Now, why would I be interested in keeping track of a myth?
His name is Mark Hirschenberg. He's a Mossad agent. According to my records, he came into Canada March 14th, 1994, and he was here until March 28th, 1994.
So?
Khalid Fulani was killed March 27th the same year. A man by the name of Abdul Rahman was convicted of the murder, but I don't believe it.
You don't believe what?
That Abdul killed him. I think Hirschenberg did it, perhaps in retaliation for the terrorist activities.
You're suggesting that the Mossad snuck into Canada to assassinate this Skandor?
You tell me.
Well, as much as I would like to indulge in your conspiracy theories, Sergeant, I'm afraid that I don't have time for this. Next time, I would suggest that you go through Ottawa first. Ignoring protocol makes me very uncomfortable.
Sergeant McCormick? Yeah, you left a message for me? There was some news about my daughter's murder? Kathy Claiborne?
Mr. Claiborne, hi. I'm sorry, yeah, there was a tip, but it turned out to be nothing. I'm sorry, I should have called you.
So what do I make of this, then? Finding Kathy's killer is a lost cause?
No, Mr. Claiborne, I don't believe in lost causes. I have a couple of things that I have to clear up, and then I'll be on it full time. I promise. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was like the longest year of my life. And the hardest and the weirdest. And I mean, I've seen plenty of weird. But probably the best, too. Thank you all for my sobriety.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't believe it, 1 year. It's awesome.
You know, there was a time when you said if I got off the junk, we'd talk about us.
Never been much for talking.
Well, you know, I just love what you've done with the place.
Yeah, I'm going for a minimalist industrial thing. It's all the rage with the kids these days.
Come on, you can bunk at my place.
Are you hitting on me, McCormick?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing, Harper.
Look, I appreciate the offer. I just don't want to put you out.
You won't be putting me out, honestly. Truth is, I could use some company.
Yeah, me too.
Harper, come on.
Hey, take it easy.
Oh, well, at least let me brush my teeth. Harper, you look exactly the same.
It's not about the look. It's about how it makes me feel.
I checked everything I could find on Scandor. I come up empty.
Well, what about the witnesses who claimed they saw Abdul leaving the murder scene?
I checked that too. There was only one person who saw it. He wasn't even a local, Gil Ben David.
Israeli?
Yeah.
Well, when was he here?
I have that. Arrived in Canada March 14th, 1994. Returned home March 28th.
Same dates as Mark Kirschenberg, the Mossad agent.
There were two of them.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. One of them to kill Khalid and the other one to keep Abdul busy.
Hey! I'm looking for Valentine Dubois.
Never heard of him.
The guy practically lives here.
Hey, I'm just the bartender. Have a drink, buddy. It's on me.
Okay, first of all, it's not Buddy, it's Sergeant Len Harper. Second, don't lie to me. I know you know him, and I know you know where he is.
Maybe he hasn't been here in a while, huh?
Is that right? Now listen, next time you see your pal Valentine, I want you to call me.
Got time for an old partner?
Could have. What's up?
I'm trying to track somebody down. She could be a working girl. Her name's Mimi Palmer. I was wondering if you could liaise that with missing persons.
For Sergeant Savalas, I think I can manage.
Thanks, Mick. I gotta get back to work. I'm punching the clock.
Hey, Nico. It's true what they say. Nothing like a man in a uniform.
So then I go to the Israeli consulate and I get the same story. This guy says to me, Scandor is as much a myth as a man, or some shit like that. Oh. And then I go back to the CSIS people to get the Fulani file, and it's gone. Gone.
Sounds like you got yourself a real conspiracy there, Miss McCormick.
I tell you, it is a riddle wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in an enigma.
Wrapped in a what?
Enigma.
You said enema.
I did not.
Yeah, you did. You said enema.
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 It's funny when you say it over and over again. Enema, 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 enema. Go to proctologist. Sorry, did I spit on you?
Yeah, you spit on me.
I'm really sorry.
I gotta tell you something. That officer who was murdered, Sonia Barker, we were having an affair.
What?
That's why I left my wife, and then she went and got killed. It's pretty funny, huh? Bit of a mess right now.
Jesus. Get the bottle.
Sergeant McCormick?
Mm-hmm.
The Israeli ambassador has filed a formal complaint to Foreign Affairs about your visit yesterday.
Is that right?
There is a certain protocol that has to be followed in diplomatic circles, Sergeant. That's all I ask.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the type of protocol where a Mossad agent comes into this country to assassinate someone and then frames an innocent man for the murder?
That wouldn't happen.
But it has happened. Mossad agents killed Gerald Bull for developing a supergun for Iraq, and our government managed to look the other way, even though Bull was a Canadian.
Well, you know, there are some parties who believe that Britain's M6 was behind that particular incident.
Okay, Mr. Carlson, it wasn't an incident, it was a murder. And you know what? Mossad or M6, I don't really give a damn. Our spies, you guys, never said a word about it. You never even solved it.
This case was solved.
No, it wasn't, because Abdul Rahman has an alibi now, and it proves that he didn't kill your friend, Skandor. Can you tell me why the embassy's so upset about my visit?
You read too many Grisham novels, Sergeant McCormick.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Actually, I'm more of a Clancy girl because he does his research, and that wasn't an answer.
Any further contact with the Israeli embassy will be through us, Sergeant McCormick. Have a good day.
Jesus, prick. Can you believe you nearly went to work for those people?
Harper, I'm a moron.
What's that?
I nearly went to work for CSIS. I have a friend at CSIS. Yeah, could I speak to a Robert Vendover, please? Shut up, you hungover fool. Hi, Robert. It's Allie McCormick calling.
Hey, Flatfoot. I think I found your girl, Mimi.
She's still alive?
Yeah, looks like she's living her life to the straight and narrow. She witnessed a robbery, called it in, stuck around for hours afterwards, talking to the members.
So she's a civilian.
What's that way?
News to her mom.
Well, whoever said Mother Knows Best didn't have one. Is that her?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Billy, there's somebody I want you to meet. This is Mickey Colliner.
Hi.
This is Billy.
Hi. Heard a lot about you. Any of it good? All of it good.
Thanks, Mick.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, see ya.
Okay.
Nobody should have told you where to find me. I keep their secrets. They're supposed to keep mine.
Nobody did, Ms. Loftus. I have my own resources. I'm reinvestigating the murder of Khalid Fulani, a.k.a. Skandor. You must remember the case. It's the reason you left, isn't it?
I remember.
Do you remember Abdul Rahman, the man who was convicted for the murder? He's dead now. He killed himself in his prison cell last week. Because he wasn't supposed to be there, because he didn't do it. Did he?
No.
And that's the reason you left, isn't it? Because you knew he was innocent and that they framed him?
I'm not allowed to say. There's a secrecy oath.
You know, it was your replacement, Shane Carlson, who told me where to find you. So that about says it for secrecy. He also said that you didn't really know that much about the case. Or that you didn't understand it. I guess was more the inference.
I understood plenty. I understood it was wrong, and that we shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have let the Mossad into the country or let them out after they killed Skandor?
That man was framed. And we just stood by. We let them.
And we can make them accountable now.
I signed a confidentiality agreement with CSIS. They can prosecute me if I talk.
Our government allowed an innocent man to go to prison. They allowed it, and he's dead now as a result.
This shocks you? I can't. Send me to prison.
Mimi Palmer?
Yeah?
I'm Nico Savalas. I met your mom wandering the east side. She was looking for you. She was worried that you might be in some kind of trouble.
She probably thought I was hooking or doing drugs, right? God, so typical.
You haven't talked to her in months. You disappear into this neighborhood, she gets worried.
She thought the worst of me. When she's on the medication, it's hell. When she's off, it's almost worse. She thinks she can run my life.
I don't know what happened between you and your mom. That's none of my business. She wants to talk to you. She wants to see if you're all right. If you want, I can make that happen.
Nice police work, Sergeant.
Get used to it. It's not all kicking ass, chasing a bad guy. This is what 90% of the job is.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
I found the missing file, but you'll have to agree you never saw it.
You're gonna have to do better than that. I don't give a shit, all right? You keep looking, somebody will talk.
Do you talk to everyone like that?
No. No. Just the assholes.
So what's going on, Len? Where are you sleeping these days?
At a friend's. No, it's not. I'm bunking at Allie's right now. This is all just a bit of a mess.
What does that mean? That you need time to figure things out?
Yeah.
And we've been together for 14 years. I'm not about to trash that because you've hit some midlife crisis.
I have to tell you something. I wanted to tell you this a long time ago, but I couldn't. It was somebody else. You gotta believe that I didn't go looking for it, okay? It just sort of happened, and I thought that maybe she was gonna be the answer to everything that was wrong in my life, but she wasn't.
Who is she? I deserve to know after 14 years of worrying about you on this job, raising your children. Tell me, is it that secretary, the one with the curly hair? Jesus, Len, she's barely 20.
It wasn't her.
Then who? Are you with her now?
She died in the job 2 days ago.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry. I hurt you. I'm so sorry. I have to do this.
You call me when you wake up, Len.
So Skandor was a terrorist.
He was 6 days away from bombing the Seattle Convention Center. Hundreds, perhaps thousands, were about to die.
Well, then why didn't you just arrest him or boot him out of the country?
He hadn't broken any laws here. We felt the Israelis had a legal precedent to apprehend him.
Did you know what they intended to do? So my own country participated in the assassination of a man who hadn't committed a crime yet. And then they stood around and watched while an innocent man was framed.
We didn't realize there were plans to frame Mr. Rahman. We never would have agreed to that.
That's not what Patricia Loftus says.
Look, Sergeant, it's all very good to be outraged by what you perceive to be a scandal and an injustice. But the facts are these. Skandor was a known terrorist and a murderer, and had plans to kill many more before he was stopped.
So he was murdered for a crime that he might do. You know, I think I saw that movie. Look, Agent Carlson, I'm sorry, but murder is murder. I think these people should be brought to justice.
As you know, Mr. Hirschenberg is dead. The others have left the country and enjoy the perks of diplomatic immunity.
I'm just supposed to sit here and take this.
Sometimes that's your duty.
I mean, can you believe that guy? Like, what they didn't do wasn't murder?
Well, technically,
Oh, Harper, come on. CSIS knew about it and they didn't prevent it.
it wasn't murder. It wasn't even a conspiracy to commit murder. That's the criminal code, plain and simple. It's what they did wrong? Yes, of course it was, but I don't know what you're going to do about it. That CSIS agent of yours won't talk.
She won't.
Well, then what have you got?
Kevin Dutcher's new testimony will get me a new trial for Abdul Rahman. And that'll make it a cold case, and that'll make it mine. All I gotta do is get the force on board.
Good luck.
Come on, Harper. I could use a little support here, Jesus.
All I see is a world of trouble if you go forward with this.
Yeah, I know, but they have to listen because it's the truth.
You'll get fired. Do you really want to risk your job?
Just watch me.
Couldn't mistake this for anything but a single guy's apartment.
You want to change that?
What do you mean?
Redecorate. This place could use it.
Are you asking me to move in? Slow down, partner. You're moving pretty fast.
You think so?
No.
I guess I'm gonna be late.
I guess I really don't care.
Oh, yeah. When Billy Rotten comes to play, the game is over. Time to pay the piper.
You found him.
I'm the stud missile of snitches, baby.
Don't do that.
Valentine's on the map.
Where is he? You'll get paid.
Hey! That's it, you're finished. You're done, you're done. You go outside, I'll bring you your clothes, you understand me?
Yo, man. What's this all about, man? Huh? Who the hell are you?
Do you know a woman named Sonia?
I never heard of her, man.
Redhead 5'2". She was a cop. That's it. Answer right now. That's it. Answer.
Answer me! I didn't know she was a cop, all right? For real. I didn't know.
Get on the floor.
Get on your knees!
Right down there. You turn away from me. You don't look at me.
Shit!
I guess we got a bit of a situation here because I don't give a shit about admissible this and admissible that. All I know is I can blow your brains out all over the shit-ass carpet right now. And I'm just about to do that. You tell me what happened.
Look, man, I just thought you was another bitch, all right? She stepped out of line, so I loaded her with a fix. Shit, man, if I thought I'd known, I didn't know she was a cop.
Who else did you kill?
Who else? Answer me! Shit, I don't know, man. Some other bitch. And he fixed their ass the same way. And 2 other pimps that stepped out of line. Look, man. We talk about this.
Do you have any of these fits on you?
Do you have any more of these fits on you? Over there, man.
Get them.
Crawl over there and get them.
You slow down. You slow down, man. What do you got? All right, all right. Put it on the bed. Put it on the bed! Back up. That's right. You know it.
Yo, man, can we talk about this? Shut up!
That girl who just left looked underage. That gives me reasonable cause to search. And look what I just found. A key piece of evidence in the murder of Constable Sonia Parker. Put your face on the ground. Get your face. Put your hands on your head. Interlace your fingers. You don't understand how lucky you are today, man.
Oh, shit!
Oh, hey guys, sorry, but I've got a meeting with Perkins scheduled in here right now.
Actually, you don't. I canceled it.
Shane Carlson from CSIS called. He just got out of a meeting with his bosses, who made it quite clear that you really shouldn't go forward with this.
Well, you know, he's entitled to his opinion, but I can make this case.
I'm sure you can.
He said you'd be indicted under the National Security Act, Allie. He said you'd go to jail.
I don't believe that'll happen.
Carlson made it pretty clear it would.
Well, then that's a risk I'm prepared to take.
Well, I'm not. I helped you. Harper helped you. Andy didn't stand in your way on this. We'll all be held accountable.
Well, then let's be held accountable. What's wrong with being held accountable if we all stand together and say that this happened? They're not going to arrest all of us. Stand with me. Well, then you're one of them.
Be reasonable.
Mickey, I am being reasonable. Just the same way I expect my government to be reasonable and prosecute this as a murder because that's exactly what it is. You have to be with me on this.
I can't. No one can be.
Well, then that's it for me.
McCormick, are you cooking?
Mm-hmm. It has been known to happen, although generally I do not have the time.
You quit the force.
Tonight, we are having smothered pork chops, and now I know that does not sound very good. You must believe me, it's very good. Generally, I drink this with red wine, but I do have some white.
You quit the force.
It wasn't just my job that was on the line.
They went after Polachuk?
Mm-hmm. Possibly Mickey. Maybe even you. Did you know that we could be fired for contravening the National Security Act? At least that's the threat they used to stop me.
You shouldn't have quit your job, Allie. Shouldn't have quit.
What else am I gonna do, Len? Hmm? It's not like I have a life. I'm not like you. At least, not the way people understand it. I have a principle or two. I can't work for people who don't believe in them.
Bet you love your job.
You don't have to tell me that. It's okay. Everybody's always telling me I should take some time off anyhow, right? But listen, I want to thank you for listening to me ramble on about it all this time.
It's no problem.
It's really been very sweet of you. Is red wine okay with you?
With pork chops?
Trust me.
Okay.
I had a dream I could turn my clock back a day, and I'd see you smile at me the way you would, the way you could for me. And I remember just what you meant to me. And I would remember all the things we used to be. But life goes on.
Help!
We're gonna talk.
Help! Help me!
Break it up. Break it up. Break it up.
What?
Get off of me. What's going on, man? Take it easy.
Look out, Nico! He's got a knife! Knife!
things I'd say would make you deaf and make me cry today. I would tell you all we shared with no one here, but it won't bring you back to me. And I remember just what you meant to me. And I remember all the things we used to be. But life goes on. It won't for long today. But it won't bring you back to me.
Mr. Claiborne?
Sergeant McCormick,
Hi.
you got my message?
Well, I came to talk to you about something.
Yeah, come on up. I got something to show you.
Mr. Claiborne, there's something I really have to talk to you about.
I found Kathy's diary, Sergeant, hidden in the basement all these years.
Mr. Claiborne, I've quit the force. But there's a very good detective who's going to be taking over the case for me. His name is Len Harper, and believe me, he's extremely competent.
Okay. I flipped through it. And she was writing this before she was kidnapped. Some guy she refers to in here calls him Heathcliff.
Heathcliff?
I already called her friends. There's nobody called Heathcliff at her school, no nicknames, nothing.
Really? Take a look at that. Where'd you say you found it?
It was in the rafters in the basement. Kathy had a computer set up down there.
Sorry, where's the computer now?
Gave it to my niece, but I could get it back.
That'd be a good idea. Did you look over the whole basement?
No, I wanted to talk to you first.
Well, then perhaps we should take a look.